You're watching the Generic Access Show series. It's a gas with your host, regular Greg Labold. Now, I think I'm supposed to say here he is, and here he is, regular Greg. I didn't even realize you guys were here. How's it going? Welcome to Generic Access Show series. It's a gas. And I'm your host, regular Greg Labold. As you heard from our good friend over here, Guy Person, he just did a great job introducing the program, and well, now we're here. I'm sure some of you at home are wondering, what is a Generic Access Show series? Well, as I said, it's a gas, but what else is it? Well, it's sort of like a release, if you will. It's a place for me to bring all of my how to get it outs, if you will. So, in a nutshell, we're going to learn something by doing something, and today's episode is all about drawing from life experience. I say drawing because we'll be sort of luring ideas from places in our life, experiences we may have had. But if you're like me and you're experiencing a lot of work these days, am I right? Yeah, I mean, maybe you're not like me, maybe you're not working that much, but you still quite can't get your creative juices flowing. Well, that's where some of these things I'm gonna share with you today are gonna come in and help you get it out. And what is it that you're trying to get out? It's a gas. All right, so using some of our previous ideas for creative prompt building, we're going to tap into our old sack of words. And what that means is, I have a hat here, not a sack, but same idea. I filled this hat with some ideas from my life. I work a lot, like I just said. And so when I do have creative time accessible to me, when I'm ready to work on art, that time is very minimal and precious. So I have a lot of pressure to create something that's good or fun or relieving. And so what I'm trying to say is to relieve some of that pressure, I've just put some loose ideas in here, and so when I come to sit down and draw, I don't have to think of anything. I just reach into the bucket and pull one out. And what do we got? Oh, that's a doozy. Dead dog. Who wants to explore that idea? Nobody wants to, but we might have to later. All right, so moving on. We're going to use these ideas to draw from the experience. So like I have plenty of stories to tell about my dead dog, but I'm not going to go there right now. It's too emotional. It's very serious, but it's also very rewarding to remember the good times we had. So I also want to point out the fact of, well, you want to draw or be creative from your life. How are you going to do that? What are you going to use to respond to your life experience? Well, we have some different creative art tools with us. We're going to keep it minimal. We're using paint, watercolor paint, pencils, crayons, markers, ink, and that's about all we got with us today, so that's good. That's kind of a lot of stuff, but we're going to draw with that stuff from our life. And you're probably wondering to yourself, well, Greg, how are you going to pick a color once you're done drawing? How are you going to pick your color that you want to paint on your life experience image that you've made? Well, we got our special wheel down here, which we're also going to use the wheel not only to pick colors, but we're going to use the wheel to pick our tools. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, how are we going to do that, Greg? I don't see any tools over here. Well, all you got to do, take a couple tools. Let's see, we got marker, pencil, paintbrush, drumstick. Lay them down on the wheel, okay? See what you get. For example, we'll just spin it real quick just to do a quick test. And we landed on purple, and it's pretty close to that black Sharpie, so maybe that's a good place to start, huh? All right, so we got a black Sharpie, we've got purple, and we've got our hat of words. Now, like I said, you can preload this sack on a day when you're not too busy and you're just thinking about your life. Take an idea from, say, your birthday, your pet, your job, your food you like to eat, your family, life experiences. Just name them. It could be so simple, small, like the word cheese, or like the word love letter, or bottles, 99 bottles of beer on the wall. I don't know, you name it. And finally, after we've done this fun exercise, because it is an exercise, I don't want you to think that this is an art piece that we're trying to finish, okay? This is an exercise. And what we will do by the end of this program is exercise the demons of creative gas juices by way of dancing and singing it out, if we haven't gotten it all done on the page. So what you want to do is feel your life experience come out of your body, out of your mind, through your arm and onto the page. Are you with me? Come on over and let's try it out. All right. So, let's pick a word. What do you say? Dig in deep. We've got our Sharpie, and we've got the color. We're starting with purple. We can spin again. And what do we have? Oh, hearkening back to our previous episode, we have the word face paint. And do I remember a time when face painting was a big part of my life? Boy, oh boy, did I do things with face paint you wouldn't even believe. I put face paint on body parts that weren't faces. Can you believe that? I put face paint on paper. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our Sharpie and we're going to start by drawing a face. It's an easy thing to do. You know, you just draw eyes and a nose and a mouth. Maybe a little hair. You just kind of let it all out. Like, you've seen faces. You know what they look like. I need to point out that I've decided that Sharpie isn't the only black marker I'm going to use. I'm going to use any other black marker I can find. just to make things a little thicker and more believable. So, when I was a face painter, I painted so many faces. I would go to bed at night and just dream of faces, faces, faces all day long. In my dreams, faces all the time. I saw parades of faces, good and bad faces, happy and sad faces, angry. I can't even think of the word, but it's kind of like a meh. It's just meh, you know, like those faces. Some were full of tears. Some were tears of joy. Some were tired. Some were, like I said, very angry. But so many of those faces got painted, and boy, did I make $1. I'll tell you what. Now, we said we were going to use purple, so let's get some purple going. Oh, but how do we decide what tool to use? I guess we go back to the wheel, because I don't want to use a purple Sharpie, but I have no choice. We landed on Sharpie again, so I guess I have to. The wheel is spoken. Let's see if we can find a purple Sharpie, or something like a purple Sharpie. Did I even bring a purple Sharpie? I don't know, but I have this purple marker, so we'll use it. Now, I want you to understand that this process is not only determined by the wheel and by the tools that we use and how the marks are made on the page, but they're determined by your intuition, because you're going to remember this moment in your life and you're going to want to draw from it, but you might not expect the feeling of joy or sadness to come to you while you're drawing it. And you might remember some really small moment, like the fact that some kid came up to me one day and said, I want a flaming, this is flames, I'm drawing flames. I want a flaming squirrel on my face. And you make him a flaming squirrel because that's what he wanted. I'm just saying, little things like that come up through the process of just exploring this thing we call face painting, drawing from experience. Now, I know what you're thinking at home. I know. Man, does this face look like it needs a lot more paint. Well, I'll tell you what. We could get the paint out because we are following our intuition as well. I'm feeling drawn to the paint. So I'd like to pour a little water out. Take a sip. Got to stay hydrated while you're exercising your generic access show demons. This is a release. It's a gas. And we get our brush. And we dip our brush in some purple paint, which I think this is purple. Sticking with the purple theme. And we draw. Oh, it's blue. It's blue. Oh well. Just, what are you going to do? You paint with blue. It's close to purple. Mix a little red in there. Get some beard hairs. Why not? That's fun. A little mustache action. Do up this hair. And we're thinking lots of happy thoughts now. Why? Because we're having a good time remembering the good old days. The sad faces you painted and the happy faces you painted. Now, I'm kind of feeling like maybe it's time to try another word and show you that there are more stories and experiences to draw from in your life, just by way of picking from the hat. That the face painting tales, I could tell, are long, and we may not have enough time to get there, but I shouldn't look in the hat when I'm seeking out my next word. So let's try. Oh, here we go. It's another job I had. Like I said, I'm working too much, so I don't have time to think and be creative. But boy, oh boy, was I a paper boy. And now look at me. Drawing on paper again. I'm still a paper boy. You see me now, Mom? Look at me now. Got a job pushing paper products. Got a job about to draw a paper boy. But what am I going to use to draw that paper boy? Well, let's see. Let's throw some ink down on the page here, on the wheel. And let's put a blue pencil down and another marker. Let's see what we get. Oh no! We landed on red and we knocked our ink over. But we didn't spill, so that's good. Oh, and yellow. I probably should have taped these tools down. What do you think? That would have kept things from getting all over the place. What I want to say is, it's okay, because this isn't about being perfect or making anything finished. We're just exercising through the process of play. You see, it's really fun. I could just sit here all night spinning these things, but I have stories to share and life experience to draw from, because if I don't get it out, that gas just bottles up inside me, and then the next episode's gonna be loaded with this stuff. And you don't and you do want that, don't you? All right, well, I think the ink looks like it wants to be played with, so we're gonna use that because I love a little intuition. Whoa! That was close. Don't want to cause alarm. That was really not supposed to be a thing. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna paint. I guess we're using ink, so we're gonna use a brush, and we're gonna paint a paper boy. And the paper boy. When I was a paper boy, I used to do a route real close to my house. My house was on the route, but I had to get up real early, and I had hair back then. It was kind of like this, and my face looked probably like that, and I was really tired, and I didn't want to go to school. I had to wear this big bag, and throw the paper. I had to fold the paper, the rubber band. I don't even know if that really looks like a paper to you, but the news is garbage, and so if my painting looks like garbage, then it's on point. But it's not about looking good. It's just about getting these feelings out, seeing them on the page. So maybe you might recognize some themes as they overlap and develop in process of making more and more and more and more and more. If you have the time, set it aside and address these things. Now, painting a paper boy is simple. But being a paper boy is not so simple. You gotta avoid all those early morning spider webs in between all the houses. Look out, there are spiders, and they are building webs in the middle of the night, and you're the first person walking through them. I guarantee it. It happened to me. You know, one time I was walking through the neighborhood, and I'm not a peeping Tom. I'm not that kind of guy, but you know, you just happen to walk by somebody's window and, oh, yep, there's just this butt just there in the window. You know, any teenage boy's dream, but I tell you what, this butt was not a butt you wanted to see at all. Boy, oh boy, it is not a paper boy's dream, I promise you. So we closed the curtain on that one. Never again shall we look in a window while delivering our paper route. But the scariest thing of all was ending the paper route in the graveyard, where I had to deliver to the grave digger, the grave digger's house, and they had these fierce demon dogs. Now, they were never outside. They were always behind the scenes in the garage or wherever it was that they were, but I heard them barking, demonic barks, yelling in their dog voices. And they said things like, "Paperboy, look into our evil eye and join us." And I said, "No, I want to go home and eat a donut at 7-Eleven and get a hot chocolate with my dad." So luckily my dad came and saved me. He picked me up in the Plymouth Voyager and whisked me off to 7-Eleven, where we would get a donut and a hot chocolate, which I'm drawing right here. And if I could, I'd paint these pants black, because I was punk rock back then too, so you know, maybe I had a ball chain necklace or something and a t-shirt that said punk. And I know you can't read all that, but I can bring it over. Oh shit. This is not what I wanted. All right, it's okay. It's not about perfection. It's not about making something great. It's just a experiment, process of play. Don't get frustrated, okay? We'll find something else to work with here. This is not ruined. It's okay. It happens. Let's try one more time. We can make this work, okay? Got it. It's okay. Just bear with me. Talk amongst yourselves. I hope you're at home also working hard on your words that you want to put in your hat. This was not the worst thing that could have happened today. All right, so now we've got the wheel. We've done 2 words. I say we do another word and try to see if we can make something great again here. Coming on over to the wheel. How does it feel? Spin the wheel. We got the color blue and orange Sharpie, but there's this blue pencil here too. So let's start with that. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is great. I'm having a good time, but I don't know what word I'm gonna do next. And so I got my hat. I'm digging in. I'm enjoying this process. I'm not even thinking about the time. And what do? I pull out the word sandbox. Maybe you can see it. It says sandbox. I feel like maybe you guys don't believe me that there's actually words in here. Look, pizza. I've got more words here. Oh, this is a good one. Hair collection. Should we use all three of these? Sure, why not? We've upped the ante. We've got a little time because we're not worried at all about our time anymore. We've got our prompts. We've got our tools. So now, let's draw our pizza. Oh, one nice, dreamy, fat slice. I'll never forget a time when my sister made me mad once. And we were eating Ilio's pizza, which is not a very popular pizza anymore, I'm sure. It tastes like cardboard. But it was the best pizza at the time because it was square shaped. It was square shaped. And this pizza has mushrooms and pepperoni and broccoli on it. But my memory of my sister was, she was on the other side of the table, probably being fine and dandy and not annoying at all. And I didn't like what she said. So I'm over here. This is me. I look like that. And I said, huh! Practicing to be a paper boy, I threw the pizza and it landed on her lap. And that, I think, got me grounded at some point. I think I got in trouble. I don't really remember. I do remember it was funny. That was a good memory. I'm sure she loved it. And if she's at home watching, I hope she finds my depiction of her just grand. Though remember, this is an experiment through play. It's just about getting thoughts and feelings out on the page. Now, I said I was going to do Sandbox too. And I loved the sandbox when I was a kid growing up. We had a sandbox right underneath a silver maple tree. And that tree, we used to think of it like it was, drawing silver maple leaves is hard to do. Or not a silver maple. This was a Japanese maple. And we had a silver maple in the front of the house. Let's say those are the leaves, and this is the tree. And these are we saw this tree and we thought of it as like different galaxies up there in the outer space. And we would climb that tree and go to the Milky Way or any of the other space places that exist that I'm not an astrologist. Because I don't study witchcraft or whatever it is you scientists do at home. So we would play, and the sandbox was a great place to play because it was our own little world. We'd build volcanoes and put all our toys in there and fill moats with water and have just a great time. But the tree also was right along a stinky old creek right next to the house, and we called it Old Skunky. And boy, did that skunk travel down our creek and stink up the town. And one time in my adult years, I was out there and I thought I saw a cat and I chased it for some reason, but it was a skunk. And that skunk sprayed me with its skunky stink. And I had to go in the house and stop myself from smelling like a skunk. So those are some sandbox thoughts. And now let's get to the hair collection. This simple story really just has to do with the fact that when I was losing my hair as a bald man, I wasn't always bald. I had long, can you see these locks? I don't know if they're locks, but they're long hairs. I had a lot of long hair. And when I had to cut my hair, I would sort of hang on to it just in case I lost my hair. Like if I could never get it back, kind of like right now, where I don't really have it anymore. And what I would do is, I don't know if you can see this, but these are jars. And I would fill the jars. I would fill the jars with hair. And you're probably thinking, Greg, that's pretty weird. But I ask you, is it? People put all sorts of stuff in jars. Hair seems like a pretty natural idea to me. Now, since then, I lost my jars. I don't know where they went. And I'm not too proud of it, but I've learned to embrace. I'm not too proud of the fact that I lost my jars, but I did learn to embrace my bald spot, which you've been staring at this entire show. Now, what I want you to do is remember that I have a bald spot and I make comics, and I'm going to do a little plug here, which I should have warned you this whole time. I've got a new comic book out now. It's called Go Deep. And it's about going deep within the self and discovering what's blocking you up or holding you back. And part of that journey that I took within myself has led me to perform and practice these sort of activities which only further the creative agenda of my bald spot. Now, if you're at home and you want to get a comic book, you can contact me, send me an email at baldspotcomics@gmail.com, or on the internet you can find me. I'll send it to you in the mail. I have no problem with it. You don't even have to give me any money if you don't want. I'll send it right to you, because that's the Bald Spot promise. I don't need hair. I don't need your money. But what I do need is to sing a song and dance a little bit more of this gas that's brewing inside. I think my mind's up here. That's where the gas is. It's up here. Not down here, because I got all that out earlier today. Just had, I was at a gas station and I had nowhere else to put the gas, so you know what I'm saying. So, how do we make sense of all this? Well, we go on over to the music area, if you will, with me. Just join me here if you can, and don't mind. It's crowded, I know. There's a lot of you here, and not all of you can get up here at once. But what we'll do is we'll turn on our keyboard, and we'll move our disco ball. Maybe that works. That might be okay there. And we'll see what songs are available for us to get out. We want to remember all the activities we did today and how to use these special prompts with our hat. So when we're at home alone and we don't know what to do, we can just consult the hat or the sack of words and access our wheel of tools, which you may not have at home, but I'm sure you could find a Lazy Susan if you know one. I don't know that many, but I got one right there on the floor. So let's see what we got.
It's a gas. Draw from life experience.
So we drew from life experience today.
Learn how to do it.
And we learned how to do it.
Learn how to do it.
By using the Lino Kino TV show program today.
It's a gas.
And I want to thank you all for joining me on the Lino Kino Twitch channel.
From life
because the Generic Access Show series would be maybe sitting at home, just diddling around with our hat,
how to do it,
diddling our hand around in our sack. So that's a song from earlier. But now we're going to play a new song right here, live on the program for you, boys and girls. Here it goes. Hit it. I like that beat. Do you like that beat? I hope so. Clap along if you can. Get your dancing shoes on because we're going out to the dance floor, which is in your living room probably, or in your basement, or in your bedroom. Here we go. Just stand around, wave your hands, put your feet up, kick them, move your hips if you can. And we are putting the beat down. We don't want to forget. The beat needs to change a little bit in order to create a dynamic experience in the song. All right, now we got our beat. Let's lay down a bass track, a nice, funky, enjoyable bass track. Here we go. I like that. Let's try that. Oh, weird G. Here we go. Now we put on some different weird sounds that are going on here. What do you guys want to hear? Keyboard. Let's make it whoa! Let's not do it that way. It's not a science. We're building something here. We're just putting whatever we can out on the page from our sack of words. And we're building a track. Okay. Right. Now it feels like maybe we need to put some words down on this track. So.
Thank you for joining me on the G.A.S.S program. Oh, that's me. Sorry about that. Thank you for drawing from your life. Thank you for drawing from your life. That felt good, but it's not enough. We need more. Thank you for drawing from your life.
Let's try something else.
Thank you for drawing from your life. It's really no problem. I just use my sack of words. I enjoy drawing from my life. Thank you for drawing from your life. You're welcome. I have no problem with just taking life experience and putting it on the page. Thank you. It's very enjoyable. For drawing from your life. It's really no problem. I just use my sack of words.
That's right.
I enjoy drawing.
That sack is full of words. Your mind is full of thoughts and ideas, and you can just put them on the page whenever you have the time, if you have the time. Maybe you have time at work. You can just squeeze it in there when you're doing your job. Your boss might not notice at all. You can just try to do it in the bathroom if you need to, or go to the break room and pretend like you're thinking about getting a sandwich and call your mom about an emergency that you don't really have. But that's where you go and write on your phone or on a notepad.
And then you get another microphone with just taking that life experience and putting it on the page. Thank you. It's very enjoyable. For drawing from your life. It's really no problem. I just use my sack of words. I enjoy drawing from my life. Thank you.
good, but it's okay.
It's really no problem. I just use my sack.
Well, I want to thank you guys for getting this gas out with me. It feels pretty good. I love doing what I can when I can. I don't want to just go home and sit and not do anything, but sometimes that's all I really want to do, you know? But if I can, I'll pick up a pen and I'll sing a song while I draw, and I'll put on another show. But for now, I think it's time to go. I want to thank you again for coming with me. But now I need you to go deep inside. Goodbye, everybody.
Drawing from my life.
Sometimes you got to get that gas out, wave it off.
It's really no problem. I just use my sack of words. I enjoy drawing from my life.
I got places to be.
It's really no problem. I just